you are welcome to this class. In this class, we're going to look at what they go on for Twitter. People, they attack Obi. Say Obi don't miss yan. Make them not vote for Obi. So while Obi will touch their sensitive part, there's something where they sensitive. That is Almajiri. Say because of that, make them prepare Obi the dream. He can never be president. I say what? Some people, we need to examine their skull. People know they know my again. APC. We're gonna carry on our boys for mental examination. We're gonna see what they go on. You can see in this place. This was the video. Listen to the video.
Finished talking to him, flew to Indonesia. Met from the ministers to the vice president to the president. Indonesia is the country with the highest number of Muslims in surface of the earth. When I finished there, I went with 2 Muslims. One of the people I went who was not a Muslim was him. And he was there when I asked the Muslims, did you see any Almajiri here? They said no. So I asked the president, why don't you have people who are begging all over the place? Because it's a Muslim culture. He said, what am I talking? That are in factories working. Why would they be begging for food? Are they not educated? Just educate your people and they become productive. I said to them, he followed me to the Sultan's place. In front of the Sultan's house was big statue of Jesus Christ. And big statue of business. I said, Sultan, why you have statues of Jesus Christ and Virgin Mary in your palace? He said, why? It was given to him by one visiting church top person who visited. They gave him the status. And I said, you put it here. And your head of Muslim. He said, that's very good status. So why is our own different?
You don't hear that? Okay. Now, so as he say, this guy carried the video. Nigeria Igbo presidential aspirant Peter Obi was caught on camera claiming that all Muslims, see, you know they change them all Muslims are beggars. Obi simply said, as people they allege, as people they carry them and see this thing, now Muslim culture.
So I asked the president, why don't you have people who are begging all over the place? Because it's a Muslim culture. He said, what am I talking? That are in factories working.
Indirectly, he no believe say na Muslim system. But some people for a country, like all these ones, believe say na Muslim culture. It's like you are doing the wrong thing. If they attack them, you go defend them. But other people doing the same thing, like practicing the same thing with you, they are not doing it. Yeah. But I went to this place, so they talk say na their way. But for this other country, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Egypt, it not be like that. You understand? Now, they don't twist the word say, Obi talk say, all Muslims are beggars. And that begging, you wanted to write begging, and that begging is part of our religion. I want all my Muslim brothers to save this video. There will be time to remind him when he comes begging for votes. I'm gonna play the video again.
Finished talking to him, flew to Indonesia. Met from the ministers to the vice president to the president. Indonesia is the country with the highest number of Muslims in surface of the earth. When I finished there, I went with 2 Muslims. One of the people I went who was not a Muslim was him. And he was there when I asked the Muslims, did you see any Almajiri here? They said no. So I asked the president, why don't you have people who are begging all over the place? Because it's a Muslim culture. He said, what am I talking? That are in factories working. Why would they be begging for food? Are they not educated? Just educate your people and they become productive.
You listen to the context, what did they talk? Now this guy, they propagate these things. They call him Ambassador Pastor Cozy and whatever. Now if first carry the video, say, this Peter Obi just opens his mouth without thinking and talk. Now from there, this guy got carry him. They call it spread lies. Now, we'll see whether anybody don't talk about this topic before. Whether for not everybody accept this system. Whether now we just wake up, carry out for and say, we need to assist in eradicating this thing, just like Indonesia. We'll see. As you can see in this place, the Almajiri catastrophe in northern Nigeria by Dahiru Machano. He wrote a lot about this catastrophe of Almajiri for North. Remember, you know the Indonesia, you know the Qatar, you know the UAE, you know the other countries where they practice the same religion with them. You get the point now. This guy, Malam Jabi, also wrote something, not this year. He said, the sad reality of Almajiri system in northern Nigeria, modern slavery in full display. Few days ago, I met a 30-year-old boy named Usman. The boy was scavenging around the empty dump near my house, looking for empty rubber cans to sell just to survive. The boy was looking hungry and frustrated. Curious, I called him and asked some questions about what I saw him doing an Islamic religion, since that is what brought him to Kaduna from Niger State. He told me he sells the rubber for 250 per kilo, and the highest he has ever earned is 500 naira. When I asked how many kilos he had, he said he didn't even know, meaning these kids are being cheated or manipulated despite their vulnerability. He continued. He said he uses the little he earns to buy detergent, clean, to wash his clothes, and pay a compulsory weekly 200 naira to his teacher. Money his teacher collects without even knowing how or where the boy gets it from. Osman said he came from Niger State with his father. Can't remember when, and has never attended school, neither Western nor proper Islamic education, because he couldn't answer the basic questions about Islam. I asked if he wanted to go to school. He said yes. That broke me. Because this is how we are breeding future problems, not by nature, but by neglect, poverty, and ignorance. Children like Osman are innocent, yet society has abandoned them to a cycle of exploitation. Look at this. Kaduna government will jail parents who enroll children into Almajiri system. Erufa. This was May 25th, 2020. Look at this one. Erufa asked operators of Almajiri schools to vacate Kaduna. This was 2021. Okay? You see, say it's a problem where people they see seats. Because Obi, who know that they are APC, don't talk now. It's not a problem. Once you talk, they go twist down. They go twist down. They go rearrange that for you as if now only you they see that thing. Okay? Umar Little, another person, Almajiri, a God-forsaken system that has outlived its purpose and needs to be eradicated if the government is serious about any banditry in the north. A child society ignores becomes a weapon in the hands of anyone who will feed him. The same issue. Arewa Twitter Connect. Dear fellow Northerners, you see those Almajiri roaming the streets. It is a serious time bomb. It should either be completely reformed or abolished. Somebody wrote this article. Almajiri children, Nigeria's sticky bomb. Now Northerner. He wrote it 3 years ago. Where he put out now this day. I don't read down. I cost summarize and we'll see. 1. Many Almajiri children in northern Nigeria roam the street hungry, dirty, and without care instead of being in school. Almajiri comes from an Arabic word meaning a seeker of knowledge who travels to learn. The system once had value but is now outdated and harmful in today's world. UNICEF says the Almajiri system is responsible for 14 million out of school children in Nigeria. These children are often used by bandits, kidnappers, Boko Haram, because of poverty and illiteracy. Many Nigerians have spoken against the system, but little has changed. Some leaders who took steps, Sanusi Lamido and other elders, condemned the system. Erupa met northern governors in 2020 to stop Almajiri movement between states. Gadunje made primary and secondary education free and compulsory in Kano. Parents play a major role in the problem and must be sensitized to stop neglecting children and stop having children they cannot care for. Malams, teachers, often benefit from the children's begging, and they need to be educated on giving both Islamic and Western education. Illiteracy is not a part of Islam. Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar now have very high literacy rates. Society also has a responsibility to help fix the problem. More NGOs and volunteers groups should join the fight against the harmful Almajiri system. The Children's Rights 2003 must be fully enforced to guarantee free and compulsory basic education for every child. So if Obiko put mouth, it can't make her wrong. If Obiko they give instance, it can't make her wrong. If Obiko travel go another country, can't ask them, now they practice this thing here, they say no. But why is my country different? That is the problem. If I'm here, I will just wash my hands come more for anything where concern Nigeria. Anything where concern Nigeria. May they choose whoever they want. May they continue to select their oppressors. When they don't even care about you, about your children, right? They roam on the street. They don't even send you. Will leave you at them. They pack your money, go London, go buy houses. They enjoy themselves. If not be me, I go wash my hand, come off for anything where concern Nigerian politics. Face my business, because there are some people. It's short. The problem of Nigeria, no be leaders, now followers, bad followers. Many of them wicked followers. Look at this. Nigeria, Sultan decries present state of Almajiri practice. Sultan decries present state of Almajiri practice. No be Obi decries. Look at this man, another one, big base, this December 29, 2022. He said, there are kids born as recent as 2010 in northern Nigeria who are currently Almajiris. They go from house to house begging for leftovers to eat. They go for an entire year without a change of clothes. They sleep in public spaces. As some educated idiots on Twitter think it is okay. The North has made quite some progress from the late 90s and early 2000s. But I wonder why some people want to hold on to this Almajiri system. What good has it done for the North? You need to see these kids in the morning following food hawkers to scavenge. You eat at a restaurant and you see them hanging around the corner waiting for leftovers. Each time I visit home, that is usually the most heartbreaking experience for me. Watching these kids roam around the street. Abolish that Almajiri system and you solved a chunk of the North's security problems. These kids who have no skill and no prospect will pick up an arm to fight for some God if offered 10K. Why is there no effort to just ban it and get the North moving? Another person in the North, polygamy has become a status symbol blindly pushed by scholars who preach marry 2 to 4 wives but got mute or the sooner of providing and nurturing. That is why Almajiri culture thrives. Men father kids they cannot feed, all while claiming they are following Islam. What part of Islam says breed poverty and dump your kids on the street? No be the same thing wey Obi just talk with this. Say some people are alleging this. Some people are even say it's part of Islam. Obi come say since they talk say na part of this religion. I no understand Nigeria. This one said Almajiri begging on the street in the North is a threat to national security. A majority of Northerners, okay, speak about it. However, anybody who thinks it can be abolished or forced to stop in a blink of an eye, is it realistic? It has to be a gradual process and not is on it. So, it means say, now wahala for them. So, what is the difference between this? Or say, let's do comparative analysis between Nigeria and Indonesia. Because they ask those questions. Okay, maybe no put away because you don't understand the English. Since they said it's part of it, some people, some group of people are protecting it. Instead of you to join in and see how to pressure the government to solve Almajiri issue, you say, in 2037, when we come to the ask for Benin for because he talk this thing. As if he no be president, he go die. Now only one person go always be president too. Could be Atiku, could be Obi, could be Erufa, could be Amici, could be anybody. Jagaban, could be anybody. Only what's the one? Obi, let me be you. Forget about this politics of Nigeria. Go face your business. Forget these people. Bad followers. They are worse than even their leaders. They don't go talk these things. Followers, they are worse than their leaders. What do you think? Drop off a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.